Hello, everybody. Good evening. How is everybody this evening? Hope all is well. What's up on YouTube? What's up on Instagram? IG. I always say Instagrams. My sons be tripping me out. They be like, "Mom, it's just say IG. Just say IG." You always gotta add a plural on everything. Instagrams. That's what I call it. But anywho, come on in, everybody. I got a review for you guys tonight. Um, Last week I missed the Married to Medicine LA, so I'm kind of like recapping 1.5 episodes. I'm really not going to go over last episode before that because it kind of just ran right into, just meshed right into this episode. So no need to recap episode 6. So everybody come on in, hit the like button please, and thank you. Share this video if you will, if you want. No, I am not trying to put no pressure on you. But if you want, you can share it on your IG, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, Twitter, whatever platform you would like to share it on. Thank you very much. And I'm going to make sure I share it on my my Facebook as well. I'm up here trying to stall so I can wait for a few more people to come in here. And I'm waiting on my son to bring me some fresh Sprite. My Sprite has no bubbles left in it. So my son, that's if he got my message. I just sent him a message, told him to bring me a Sprite. I told him I was live, so don't be coming in here making all that noise, all that yip yap. But how's everybody doing today? What's up on IG? How are you doing? I'm going to be reviewing Married to Medicine, the last episode that came on Sunday. I don't know why. I used to be able to put a title on my lives on IG, but for some reason it doesn't give me that option anymore. I don't know why. I gotta do some research. But anyway, so I'll repeat it every now and then for my IG peeps who don't have a title on the live, so they'll know what I'm discussing when they come into the live. But everyone on YouTube, please thumbs up the like. Everybody on IG, please thumbs up the like, the hearts, whatever. And we're going to get started on this episode 7. Married to Medicine, episode 7. And let's see, the title was Dog Tags of Summer. And ain't it crazy how sometimes you be like looking at the title of these reality shows and you're like, what kind of title is that? Where are they going with that title? And then when you realize it in the middle of the show, you be like, oh yeah, that's why they named it Dog Tags. I'm up here thinking like, what the heck? Somebody ain't paid their doggy license. But anyway, last week, just a little bitty recap of last week's episode. Imani, which is the beautiful, now everybody don't think she's beautiful, by the way, but I think she's gorgeous. She's tall, she's kind of slender, not too like, not tall and bony slender, but slender. She got some meat on her bones, for a, how can I say this? For a slender, she's slender thick. Can you say that? Is that a description? She's slender thick. That's what I'm going to call her, slender thick. But, she has the bald head going on. I mean, not a lick of hair on her head. And she's really tall. She's chocolate, dark skin. And, she's a therapist, psychiatrist. And last week, she was discussing with her husband. Well, actually, this carried over. Actually, this is like really like the third week she's discussing this. But so let's go back a few weeks ago. She had brought it up to her husband that she wanted to get in contact with her father, her estranged father, who she has not seen. I believe she said since she was like 7. I want to say maybe third grade, 7 years old, around there. And she hasn't talked to him in a long time. He had left her mom years ago, was out there in the streets, addicted to drugs. And then she finds out, that he had a family. She has siblings. Now, this all happened later, of course, And we right now don't know if he got cleaned up or if he just moved on, had a new life, got a family, and still up there, doing drugs right now. We don't know that yet, but we do know that drugs was in his past, and it was one of the causes of her mom and his is. Did I just say his is? Of him and her mom's divorce or separation. She had actually did some research and looked him up and found him. I think she found him on Facebook, and had got in contact with him, reached out to her little sister. They've been basically like texting each other, calling each other, for years. Never saw each other in person, never Skyped, none of that stuff. So they never like knew what each other looked like. And so when she brought it up to her husband, he was not for it. He was like, I don't know, Monty. I don't know. He used to be on drugs and everything, and you haven't seen him in years. We got children. What if he's still on drugs and, he comes into our life, and what if you get attached, the kids get attached, and he's on drugs and he's in and out of our life or ruining, our family, vibe, peace that they have going on right now with their family. And I was kind of like, at the time, kind of like shocked. I mean, just as well with her mom, because her mom is like, she brought that up to her husband 2 weeks ago. Let's see who we got on here now. JDF Rumdale. Oh my goodness, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. JDF Rumdale. What's up? That's all I'm gonna say. What's up? Let me grab something from my son real quick. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now get ready for bed so you can go to school. But I had him bring me something to drink. Oh yeah, Mama was thirsty. But so anywho. Oh yeah, and by the way, for those of you who just came in, I'm reviewing Married to Medicine, the last few episodes. And Married to Medicine LA, by the way. So I was kind of shocked at her husband's response. Hey, Miss Lady Scoop. Hey, everybody on YouTube. I'm on YouTube and IG. You said you didn't watch it, but I come to support. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thanks for tuning in also, Miss Lady Scoops. I'm just got started reviewing Married to Medicine LA. And I was talking about how Imani's husband is kind of against her, getting reunited or reacquainted with her father, who she haven't seen since she was about 7. Because, he used to be on drugs and he left her and never contacted her after that. She did some research, found him on Facebook. And, reached out to him and her little sis. She's been having a relationship with her little sis, but her dad hasn't seemed to be so open, with a relationship with her. And so then, last week, she brought it to the attention of her mom. She was like, Mom, I reached out to my dad. I told him that I wanted to hook up. I want to meet him. I want to, make arrangements so we can meet, because they haven't seen each other since she was about 7 years old. And her mom just straight up, nope, don't do it. If you're thinking about having a relationship with your dad and you think it's going to be a happy, fruitful relationship with your dad, you are dead wrong. Don't do it. And I'm like, she said no, the husband said no. I'm like, is that the right thing to tell somebody? Like, honest to God. Y'all let me know. How do y'all feel about that? Like, I don't know. I understand she hasn't seen him since she was 7. He was on drugs then. When he left her mom, they got separated, whatnot. He was out in the streets. He was strung out. He wasn't there. Now she's older. He's older. Is that something you tell your child or your wife? You ain't seen him in 7 years. Just leave him back in the past. You don't need to try to get to know your dad. You don't need to give him a chance. You don't need to see if he done moved on. He could have found Jesus, y'all. He could have found Jesus, the Holy Spirit. I'm like, for real. I thought that was crazy. And they was dead serious. Like, her husband, nope, I don't know if I want that around my kids. She's like 40 years old and haven't seen him since she's 7. And I'm like, that's nuts. That's nuts to me. Miss Corey, you said no. I'm like, I couldn't believe they were saying that. And her mom was like, don't do it. You're making a mistake. I'm like, dang, does she know something she needs to know? She knows something Imani needs to know about her own father. But anywho, she reached out to him. Now, granted, he did say, I have to think about this. And I can understand that because they haven't seen each other in years. So just imagine, the awkwardness of trying to, first of all, you already know there's going to be a backlash. Every time a child meets up with an estranged parent, there's a backlash. And it's the where, the why, the who, the when, what did I do? It felt like it was my fault. And you know how it goes. You know how it goes. And so he's got to have to deal with all that, from her. And of course, it's not the child's fault. It's never the child's fault if they parent leave, just leave them in the dust and be a deadbeat. But it's still kind of hard, even if he wants to, meet her and build some kind of relationship, it's still kind of hard because he has to cross over that bridge and face that. And a lot of parents, when they be estranged parents, they be kind of scared. They really be scared. Like, is they gonna hate me? Is they gonna cuss me out? Is they gonna spit on me? If they gonna slap me? If they gonna hit me? If they gonna, you know what I'm saying? Some children just be like, what up? Where you been though? Then other kids, they crying and I can't believe you. It can be really hard, a really awkward situation. You said I haven't seen my dad in 20 years, and I'll be damned if somebody tries to tell me I can't see him if I wanted to. Exactly, Miss Corey. And I'm one of those kids who grew up with a stepdad in my life. My mom and my paternal father, they broke up. Boy, I was super young. I think I was probably 1 or less than that when they broke up. And they went their own merry ways. And she eventually, a few years later, met the man that she ended up marrying, had more kids by, and life went on. And then a few years down the line, after I had got out of high school, then I ran into, my real dad, and every now and then we'll see each other, we'll talk to each other. He stays miles and miles away from here, way down south. And so I only get to see him like maybe once a year, if I go down there or if he comes up here, because a lot of my dad's side of family still lives here and is from where I am. And then I have family down south, just like on my mom's side. So we kind of spread out. But my mother never told me that. Never, ever, ever, never told me. And I didn't meet my dad for the first time till I was like, was I like 17? 16? It was I was almost out of high school. I met him once, then I met him again when I got out of high school. So even all that time in between there where he wasn't around, I still saw saw his parents and family that lived here. I saw them. They used to babysit me, and I grew up, around them and stuff, but didn't see him much. But my mother never said, do not try to build a relationship with him. That's just not something you say to your child. I can see if they were still out there just deep into the drugs, strung out, living on the streets. I can see if it's something like that, but they don't know what he been up to all these years. So, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to see if they're going to meet up eventually. They haven't yet. But she has made plans to see her little sister, and her little sister looks just like her, except for she has hair. Imani has no hair. She's clean shaven. Butter bald, turkey bald. Her head is just bald, and it looks good on her. When I first seen her, I was like, it's a different look. I mean, she's real tall. She looks like she's about 6'3", something like that. Slender, bald head. I'm like, she looks like she should have been a model back in the day, but anyway. So hopefully, their relationship goes well because they seem to really have a bond, her and her little sister. But as far as who was it? Not Asha. Yeah, Asha. Asha is the one. Remember the event that Imani had threw on the rooftop, and she was supposed to give them like some therapy, because Imani's a therapist. She's a therapist, so that's what she does. I mean, she has her own medical practice. She's a therapist. She's a counselor. She does stuff like that. And some of the women, who weren't getting along, she figured, you know what? I'm gonna hook all the ladies up, and I'm just gonna try to get all the issues out on the table and try to help them, mend their brokenness within this group. It didn't go so well. It did not go so well, and what ended up happening is Shanique end up alleging that Asha's man, her husband, who she been with for years, was still in contact with his ex, who he was going to marry in college, and also alleged that he was dating both of them at the same time. Like, they was all in a relationship, but she just didn't know. Now, Shanique's husband had told her that because the two husbands went to college together and they were friends. Is it true or not? We don't know yet. Shanique's husband says it's true. But anywho, Asha had got pissed off and, their relationship was damaged and everything. So, as far as that goes, she had got back with her husband, had brought the situation up. He had got upset about it, like, as any husband should, even if it really happened. Even if it really happens, he's still gonna get upset because he gonna like, dang, how she find out? Oh my God, who said what? Hanging around them heifers. He done got busted out. But anyway, it's still allegations right now. We don't know, and they still trying to mend their relationship. So I like how Dr. Britton, and I like Dr. Britton, but Dr. Britton, she was like, okay, Imani tried to mend the pieces. Didn't work. Didn't work with her therapy skills. Not Shanique, but Noelle, Dr. Noelle, who's a family medicine doctor. She tried to have some kind of event, and she had a medium. I mean, for those of you who might have seen the show, it was like one of those people who you pay to come to your event, and they give you a reading, like a spiritual reading or something like that. And they call mediums or intuitives, something like that. And they not only try to read your future or try to tell you which paths you should take, or if there's somebody in your life that shouldn't be there, the mediums. So anywho, she had invited a medium to their event, and it was kind of like a little masquerade party. They had masks on and all that kind of stuff. And that must be the thing nowadays. Masquerade, like everybody. We had a masquerade party here like 2 weeks ago that somebody threw. Everybody is having masquerade parties. But anywho, during the party, Dr. Noelle called all the ladies in. She said, I have somebody here for y'all to meet. It was a medium. This medium, oh my goodness. I don't know where they found this lady, but she had me cracking up. And if you didn't know it, you would not believe that this lady is a medium, and this is what she does for a living, because she did not look the part. I mean, I'm trying to imagine what part she looked like. I don't know. Y'all have to check her out. Y'all have to check her out on the show. But I should have turned my notifications off on my phone. But what had happened was she was trying to give all the ladies a reading. This lady was a hot mess. And then, how sometimes you see it on TV or on a TV show, and it'd be like the mediums. It seemed like everything that we know about these people on these reality shows that we know that they put out for us, the mediums seem to know exactly what's going on. Like, everybody was like, come on now, Dr. Noelle, you didn't tell her nothing. You didn't tell her nothing about us, nothing about my husband, nothing about my kids, nothing about my, you didn't tell her nothing. And she's like, no, I swear. And like some of the people, it seemed like she was dead, like on. And then some of them is like, okay, you guessing. You reaching instead of reading, you're reaching. And when she had told Dr. Britton, she was like, what is it that you want to do? That threw me off because she did that to one of the other ladies too. She didn't ask that exact question, but she was like, what's your name? Matter of fact, she was asking them their first and last name. I done seen so many mediums on TV shows and movies, even, like fiction movies. I just, just mediums trying to read you and stuff. They don't be like, what's your first and last name? How old are you? I mean, asking all these questions, and they like, well, dang, ain't you supposed to be giving us answers? I mean, we giving you answers. We telling you, okay. I think that was kind of weird, but I'm no expert on how they're supposed to run their show, as far as the mediums go. But she had told Jasmine, now remember, Jasmine had got mad at Imani because Imani had told her, well, she had told the other ladies when Imani had her little pool party for her hubby, she said, don't that look like a gangster's house or a drug dealer's house? Why is their house so huge? Why do they have 5 Bentleys? What's up, Malcolm? What's up, Charles? How you doing? But she was like, why do they got 5 Bentleys? What psychologist or a psychiatrist has 5 Bentleys and like a 10-bedroom house sitting on the hill? I mean, they got like 3 pools, 3 dining rooms, 2 kitchens. I mean, that house is huge, like really, really huge. So she was really offended because she's like, first of all, you putting it out there, that we're drug dealers or something like that. Now, mind you, Dr. Imani, she's in the same field as Jasmine's husband. And so Jasmine was trying to say, well, you know what, some people just, do better at their job, than her. So anywho, the median, she had said to Jasmine when it was her turn to sit down in the chair, she was like, I think your husband, it looks like there's a lot of darkness around your husband. I see a lot of darkness. And she was like, well, what you trying to say about my husband? What you mean you see some darkness around my husband? So anyway, she got up, she got mad, she walked out. Dr. Britton got mad because she was trying to make it seem like, and it's funny because I really think she was on point with Dr. Britton. Dr. Britton was offended though, because Dr. Britton, the situation that she's in right now, her husband is giving her an ultimatum. Now, she done moved the whole family to Florida so she can get a nice job of her dreams. They've been in Florida. They've been in Orlando for some years. Now, she's trying to move the whole family to L.A. And because she done found a job of her dreams. And so he gave her like a certain time frame to find a house that's suitable to his liking and suitable to her liking. She's been there for a year. Over a year. And still ain't found the house. Every house that she looks at, he don't agree on. So now she got 2 weeks, or he wants her to take her butt on back down to Orlando, Florida. So the medium was telling her, I see like some decisions you're trying to make, like you're unsure of yourself. Like everything she was saying, people was like, oh my God. But Dr. Britton, I don't know, it was like, she didn't want to accept it. She don't want to accept it. Then the medium gonna say, Dr. Noel, who are these ladies? Are they crazy? Like, what's wrong with these ladies? I didn't sign up for this. I mean, the medium was so ghetto. She was so ghetto, y'all. I swear, I was rolling. And she had told her, like, when it was, what's her name? Imani's turn. Imani, actually, she wasn't even called. They can't handle the truth. Miss Corey, they can't handle the truth. But, I wasn't the only one, and I don't know them from Adam, just what they put on here on the show. And I'm like, she was dead on. And even Noel, and everybody was like, she might be getting somewhere. But yeah, she didn't want to accept that. And then Imani, now you know she's dealing with her dad, dealing with her estranged sister and her estranged dad, and her husband and mom telling her, fall back, fall back. You don't need to know him. You don't need to know him. She like hopped up in the chair. She was ready for her reading. She was like, I need some words from you. And so the doctor, I mean, not the doctor, but the medium, she was like, for some reason, I don't know. Oh my God. If y'all didn't see this last episode, y'all have to check it out. She had first of all, she told her, because Dr. Imani was like, I need to know, am I going to be okay? Again, the medium led off asking her stuff. So she asked her, what is it that you want? What is it that you need? I mean, okay, again, I thought mediums were supposed to tell you, they're supposed to read you and not be trying to reach in by, they get an answer from you about stuff, but I don't know, I'm not an expert in that field. The medium, she was like, you'll be okay. You're already okay. And then she was like, God has delivered you. I'm like, I thought she was about to start preaching up in there. She's like, God has delivered you and you is going to be okay, child. And so then she takes out these instruments from out of, I don't know where. I guess she had a bag of instruments or something. She takes out this instrument and it was like these loud, ringing, irritating chimes. I mean, they were so like loud and high pitched. And she put them right next to Imani's ear. And she started hitting on. They were like, ding. I mean, they was really, really loud. And then she took this thing and she popped her on her bald head. I was cracking up. I'm like, okay, y'all know them things. I'm trying to get y'all to imagine what she had in her hand. You know how you go to the doctor and you might be sick or your child might be sick. And one of the things that doctors do is what? They take some kind of object and they pop you on your knee to check your reflexes. And it was like something like that. She popped her on her head. And everybody looking like, what the hell is going on? I don't know what was going on. But anyway, Imani started crying. And I guess the medium was getting to her. I guess she started crying and everything. And Jasmine was talking stuff like, come on now. The tears, for real. For real. Why does a therapist need a therapist? Ain't that your job? Shouldn't you be able to help yourself? Shouldn't you be able to give yourself advice if you're giving everybody else advice? But I mean, in reality, doctors need doctors, right? Lawyers need lawyers, right? I mean, it's always a good thing to get another opinion from somebody else. So I didn't think that was kind of odd, for a lot of therapists. Heck, we all know a lot of therapists. They be having like, I mean, look at Iyanla. She tells you her life story. Every episode that we watch of Iyanla, she starts off, I was married. I was rich. I traveled the world. I was happy. I had children. I lost my family. I got divorced. I went bankrupt. I mean, a lot of these therapists, their lives might not be that much better than ours. They may know how to cope with it and how to deal with it, like how they try to train us. But if it don't work out, it don't work out. Yeah, she was so mean. Like this Jasmine chick, Miss Corey, she's a meanie. I'm like, she's a meanie. But like I said, she hasn't really been feeling Imani since Imani made that statement when she's alleging that her and her husband was drug dealers. Because the thing is, he's a pharmaceutical, he's a psychiatrist, but he's also has a pharmaceutical company or something like that. So she's kind of alleging that they're doing more than selling legal drugs, so I guess I would get upset too, especially if she's putting it out there on the TV show and everybody is watching and her husband could be under, could have the law trying to take him out or something. That's not cool. That's not cool. But anyway, she apologized for that and everything, so I thought they were moving on. I thought they were moving on, but by the end of the little medium session, okay, Asha, the one who has the husband, who allegedly has been keeping in contact with his ex in a not so appropriate way. At least that's what Shanique was alleging, because that's what her husband told her. They had started to get into it, and the medium was just sitting there listening, just taking it all in, watching both of them, listening to what they said, listen to what that one say, listen to what that one say. And then what she realized was, she kind of realized what was going on, because she don't know these girls for Adam per se. She don't know them from Adam. So she was just listening to Asha say, I was really offended when you said that, and you trying to allege my husband, he's cheating on me, and whoop, whoop, whoop. One thing I have to give the medium kudos for, because I thought she was, if you weigh how well she did, and then the other ones who was like, that ain't right, she don't know what she talking about, she's all wrong. I would say she wasn't that great. She wasn't that great of a medium. And I would actually say she's probably a fake one. I'm just going to put that out there. I think she's a fake one. But what she said was, it looks like you have been doing some fraudulent activities, aka lying. And she said, and this was, what she said was just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was even going to put it on my Facebook timeline. What she said was, some people do fraudulent activities, aka lying. And she said, when we consciously create suffering for another person, that's when karma happens. And you have to think about it. Like, when we consciously, that means when we purposely try to ruin someone, not accidentally. Not accidentally. We have accidents sometimes where we accidentally hurt somebody. We didn't mean to offend somebody. We didn't mean to do them wrong. We didn't mean to step on their toes or something. But when we consciously create suffering for another person, that's when karma happens. And I was like, "Ooh, I like that. I'm about to put that on my Facebook." But then after it was all over with, she told Dr. Noel, who invited her, she said, "You know what? Thank you ladies for having me, but you ladies were a lot. I didn't sign up for all this. You ladies were a lot." And they looking at her like, "What you mean we were a lot?" Like, I'm telling you, that was probably the most ghetto medium that I ever saw. You like that too, Miss Corey? I'm telling you, I'm going to put that on my, I need a t-shirt. I need a t-shirt that says that. When we consciously create suffering for another person, that's when karma happens. What goes around comes around. But as far as Shanique, again, she did apologize to Asha. I was about to say Aisha, to Asha. I don't think it was really heartfelt though, and Dr. Britton didn't think it was really heartfelt either. It was kind of dry. And so when they had met up for dinner, and when they were trying different seafoods, I can't remember what they were eating, but I was like, I don't want to, It was oysters. That's what it was. It was oysters. I tried them once, and I was like, But anyway, some people love them. They was up there trying their oysters and everything, and Dr. Britton told her, she was like, "You know what? That apology you gave Asha, it didn't set well with me, and I really don't have nothing to do with it." She was like, "I really don't have nothing to do with it." But I'm sure she wasn't the only one that could tell that it was not a heartfelt apology. It was kind of dry, and I think you need to make it right. So that's when Dr. Britton was like, "Okay, this is what I'm going to do." The median party didn't work out. Dr. Imani's therapy party didn't work out. Dr. Britton said, "You know what? Miss X G.I. Jane," that's Dr. Britton. She used to be in the military for years. And that's also where she met Dr. Contessa from Married to Medicine Atlanta. You know, those two are really like really besties and stuff. So that's where she met Contessa. They was in the military together and then went to college and landed both on TV. But anyway, she was like, you know what? In the military, what we used to do when we had conflict and when we couldn't get along, or we needed to plan something and we couldn't decide, which direction to go, we would have what they call in the military a debriefing amongst friends. And she said we would just sit around and we would put it out all on the table and we would be honest and truthful, and they were able to create a really good bond. And in the military, you have to have a bond with people. You have to trust that people is going to have your back. When they ride through those different towns, those different cities, when they on the front line, in combat, so a lot of the times when they had issues and situations, they made sure to hash that stuff out. So she was like, you know what? This is what we're going to do. So she invited all they bus over to her pool, over to her house for a pool party. I think it went okay. I really did think it went okay. I think it went better than the other two parties. They actually got somewhere. At first, I was like, when Jasmine came in, with her bougie acting so, I was like, why is she acting so stank? Like, she came in and it seemed like she had a lot of weight on her, a lot of weight on her shoulders. And she was like, you don't have nothing better to drink? You got all these drinks and they all have fruit in them. Like, it was liquor. Like, I don't know, like, not she what did she want? She wanted some, I can't remember what kind of liquor she wanted, but I think it was some dark liquor that she wanted, or I'll remember. It'll come to me. But anyway, she wanted some liquor. She didn't want that sugar down stuff, that a lot of ladies like to drink, like margaritas, stuff like that. She wanted some hard liquor. She was like, y'all drinking all that, and that stuff got calories, and that stuff got sugar, and that stuff. Then she was talking about the food, and talking about the presentation, and talking about this, talking about that. I'm like, girl, just take your butt home. And the thing about it is, I thought she was being a little shady, because again, per Imani, her crib looks like a drug dealer's house. Jasmine's crib looks like a drug dealer's house, per Imani. So Dr. Britton has a way more scaled down crib, like way more scaled down crib than Imani. And so I think she was just trying to, turning her nose up, like, her whole property can fit in my living room. That's the way she was acting. But anyway, she kind of simmered down a little bit, as the, day progressed and went on. And they actually were able to really, like, hash some stuff out, put some things on the table, and hopefully leave them on the table. One thing about it, though, Dr. Britton, I'm seriously anxious for the next episode, because I think that's the episode when we're going to realize if she's really going to go back to Florida. If she does go back to Florida, then of course she can't be on this show anymore. Her husband, you know how they show like the previews, and they showed a preview, and I don't know where they were, but Dr. Britton got on the microphone and she was like, you guys, I'm going to be going back to Florida. So I don't know if she's going back to Florida to spend time with her husband and her kids, because they don't see each other a lot, because she's in LA, they're in, Orlando. So I don't know if the producers was trying to make us think that she was moving back to Florida. It could be that, or it could be she's just visiting and they just trying to make the scene look like she's moving. But anyway, she said, I'm going back to Florida. So, I'm looking forward to that, because I really do like Dr. Britton. She seems to be like the coolest, down to earth one between all of them. Next, I would say Dr. Imani. And then I would say, I'd probably say Asha. And then I know Jasmine's. Jasmine, she's towards the end. Jasmine is not that cool and down to earth. She's just kind of bougie and snooty, and I don't know. It seems like to me like she just looks down on people or whatnot. But yeah, I would say the coolest person to me, my faves in this order: Britton, Dr. Britton. She's an anesthesiologist. Then I would say Imani, who's a psychologist or a therapist. Um, did I say psychiatrist? Yeah, psychiatrist, therapist. Then I would say probably Asha. I think Asha and her husband, they real cool. I like them. And then I would say Noelle. I would say Noelle. Like Noelle, she used to. Do y'all know Noelle used to dance with MC Hammer? She used to tour with MC Hammer, like the MC Hammer. I'm like, when she started doing that thing, you know that thing that MC Hammer used to do when he moved his arm, when he like, oh. She was doing it like perfect. Like her arms and her shoulders and everything. I was like, hey. Then it showed like flashbacks and old pictures of her dancing, and I'm like, what? That's crazy. Like, this lady, she said when she was touring with MC Hammer, she had an interview with this school, this job or something to do with medical, because she's a family medicine doctor. And she said she didn't know whether she wanted to continue continue the tour with MC Hammer, or return back home and do the interview for, the medical field. And she went back home and did the interview. Thank God, because, come on. MC Hammer, I loved him, but he didn't last that long. He ended up going bankrupt a couple of times, so I'm glad she... I'm glad she made the right move and went back home. And, MC Hammer, I still love you. But, yeah, so I would say she's my next fave. And then, Shanique. And I think I like her husband better than I like her, because he's like cool as a fan. Shanique is the kind of person who, to me, this is just my opinion. Like, you ever met somebody who grew up in the hood? I don't know if any of y'all watching is from the hood. I know a couple of y'all I know personally grew up in the hood that's watching me, or subscribe to my channel with me, or in the hood. And when they grow up and you run into them again, it's like they done went from, hey, yo, what up, hey, kick back, lay, chill and all that kind of stuff, to, I don't know, like, I'm gonna have to call you Thursday, to see if we can hang out for cheese and crumpets. Like, hold up. Like, you done got married to a doctor, and now you all of a sudden, like, you sound like a valley girl, and you from the bricks with me. You from the bricks with me. You from Flatlands with me, and we grow up, and you're like, oh, yes, I remember you. I used to stay around the corner, and like, okay, that's what Shanique reminds me of. Like, she used to live like normal people in the hood, normal struggling people just trying to make it through life. And then she grew up, met a doctor, got married. He makes a whole bunch of money. And now all of a sudden, she's like totally changed. I can just tell. Her voice is not natural. It's not natural. Y'all laughing at me, but I'm serious. I am so serious. Her voice does not sound natural to me. It sounds like she just tries too hard to talk to... I hate to use that term, because it's a stereotype. So I hate to use that term. That's why I'll call it Valley Girl. I won't call it white, because some people are like, oh, you talk too proper. You talk like a white. Okay. I've been told all my life. Now, see, there's a thin line. There's a thin line between being professional and being street. Because if you're really good at it, like me, you can switch it on and off without a thought. Without a thought. You know how you can be like just talking just as hood and ebonic as you want to be. And then you get a call from somebody and you're like, hello? This is she. Oh, how are you? And then you get off the phone. Yeah, man, I told that mother. You know what I mean? That's me. Like my own family and friends, they'll call my phone and they'll be like, listen to my answer machine and be like my own sissy, my sister from another mister. Not the one I do movie reviews with, but a different one. She called me one day and she called my phone 3 times before she left a message. Because she was like, that just didn't sound like you on the answer machine. That sound like a white girl. And I was like, so I sounded too proper? She's like, no, she was on the answer machine. I don't know if this is my sis. If this is my sis, could you please call me? If you're not my sis, could you just delete this message? I'm sorry. I apologize. Have a blessed day. And this is my sister from another mister that I grew up with, went to church with, fought with, threw him back with. I mean, everything. And she called my phone and didn't know it was me on the answer machine. That's why I say I hate to use that stereotype. When you talk too proper, people say you sound white. I call it Valley Girl. That's what I call it. I just leave it like that. Because there are black Valley girls and there are white Valley girls. And I'm sure other races who live in the Valley. But anyway, yeah. And then mind you, I work from home most of the time. During the daytime, I work from home. And I process disability claims. That's my main gig. I've been doing it for years. So, I have to have a professional answer machine message on my phone for home because sometimes I get calls from, clients, people who calling me, checking on the status of their claim or calling to give me missing information or, woo-woo-woo, calling to go off, about something that they've been waiting on. So, my answer machine is it's not like my normal, it's not probably like how you would probably set up your answer machine. Because before I started working at home, my answer machine was a little more laid back. Matter of fact, for years on my answer machine, my personal answer machine, I used to sing a lot, and I still do sing, but only like in church, But I used to be in a choir at school, concert choir, sang in church for umpteen years, all that kind of stuff. So I can hold a tune now. I know some of y'all that heard me sing because I done sung a few times on my shows, and I sung for you guys during the holiday. I sung for you guys during the holiday around Christmas, and if you want to hear that, you got to go through my list of videos and find it. But anywho, so I used to sing on my answer machine, a lot. So that was before, though. I started working from home. I had to switch that up. Because they be like, dang, is we calling Motown? Like, what? I'm calling about my claim. Is this Motown Records? Y'all got people singing on the answer machine. But anyway. Hey, T Mom, I didn't see you joining us on IG. But, yeah, so that's what Shanique, reminds me of. But yeah, as soon as I get from, when I'm off the clock, I know more Ebonics than probably all of y'all all together. I be making up new words. When I cuss my kids out sometimes, I'm like, y'all done pissed me off so bad, I'm about to make up some new cuss words. But yeah, so anywho, that's about all I got for this episode. I thought it was a really good episode. It ended pretty well with all the ladies on one accord. Really, it seems like they were really on one accord and everybody truly, honestly forgiving each other for things that, they done to hurt them. One thing about it, though, this season is really short. I don't know if it's because they just testing this show out on us, which, it's the first season. It's only 8 episodes. Like next week is going to be the season finale. And I think with the normal Married to Medicine Atlanta, I think they be having like 12, 13, 14 episodes, if not more. So maybe they just testing this out and they're going to run the numbers and, after it's all said and done at the end of the season, the ratings and decide if it's going to be a season 2. I really hope so because I think it's a really great show. I'm so used to Married to Medicine Atlanta And that show is everything. I love that show. So when this one came on, or when they started announcing it, I was like, oh, okay, we got the Southern, the Southern Bells on Married to Medicine Atlanta, and then we got the West Side Divas, for Married to Medicine LA. So they're totally different, totally worlds apart, but I still like it, and I hope you guys like it too, and I hope you guys enjoyed the live, enjoyed my review of Married to Medicine Season 1. Oh yeah, LA, by the way, LA, Married to Medicine LA Season 1, Episode 7. And as usual, my crew, my primetime squad, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Deuces. Oh, and Charles, yes, send me that flyer on IG. Malcolm, Charles, please send me that flyer. And I'm going to put it on the Hood channel too. Make sure you subscribe to, I have 2 YouTube channels now that I use on the regular. One of them is this main one that I'm on YouTube now, Tanya's Primetime TV / media reviews. And then I just created the Hood table. Is DA space Hood HOOD space table. The Hood table. We just started up our YouTube channel. We recorded our first video the other day. Is me and one of my sisters. It's a collaboration channel. Our live was lit the other night, so you got to check it out. Go to that YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. Everybody who's watching me on YouTube, everybody who's watching me on IG, make sure you go over to our brand new YouTube channel called The Hood Table. The Hood Table. And just a brief description of that channel. If you're from the hood, you know that any day, any particular day, anything could happen in the hood. That's kind of how our channel is. It's no structure. It's no structure. It's laid back, chill, kick it. I mean, it's the Hood Table. So y'all need to go over there and make sure y'all subscribe. We on YouTube. We on Instagram. We on Twitter. We on Facebook. We ain't playing no games now. We ain't playing no games. We trying to do some things with these YouTube channels. So make sure you subscribe to The Hood. Not THE. Not THE. It's the DA, like The Hood. So make sure y'all go over there and sign up to that YouTube channel. And again, we're on IG, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Oh, I said that. We're on Facebook, and we are on YouTube. So please go support us over there. And of course, support us on my Primetime, TV media reviews YouTube channel as well. Thank you. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Smooches. Don't forget to send me the flyer. I will advertise that on this channel and on the Hood Table, and I'll put it on the Facebook page, and I'll share it so that everybody can know about the new comedy show. Thank you, Charles. Thank you so much. And okay, again, you guys, stay safe, be blessed. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your support. Deuces. Good night.